What a long day. Let's play some games. I want a new game. Let's see what we got here on the eShop.
No. Splatoon's good, but I got it. No. What is this? Cobra Kai, the saga continues. It's a weird name for a game. Ugh. Why does it look like a phone game? Alright, let's watch the trailer here.
Breathe and focus.
Oh god, VOD?
No mercy.
This looks like an iPhone game. Well, I guess I have to buy it! Kick back, pop a flinty, and pour up a chalky milk, boys.
And here we go.
First off, the name Cobra Kai, the Karate Kid saga continues is really bad. What kind of name is that? Imagine if Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 was Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. The saga continues. This is cringe.
The whole game is cringe. My life is cringe.
The game is a classic beat-em-up brawler. Think Double Dragon, but god-awful. Cobra Kai, the saga continues is brought to you by your favorite Brazilian game developer, Flux Games. You know, the guys who made that really stinky Walking Dead game. Or everyone's favorite mobile game, Echo Block, which is totally not a Roblox ripoff for Android and iOS.
I think we're in trouble here.
I knew I was in for some hot stinky gamer poop as soon as I saw the graphics. It looks like it was developed for mobile or 3DS. Even if the game was for 3DS, it'd still be about as pretty as Bob Duncan's bald head.
Actually, Bobby kinda D's. Like, shorty kinda thick.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no. That's the chalky milk talking. Where were we? Oh yeah, the game looks like expired cottage cheese. None of the character models actually look like the actors from the show. This is weird. I'm uncomfortable and this is weird. Just look at Kreese. What the hell is this? The gameplay looks like this garbage 3DS brawler, while the cutscenes look like a low-budget anime. The two art styles clash with each other. It makes the transition from cutscene to gameplay awkward. Also, some characters are really huge for no reason. I'm not talking about the intentionally huge mini-bosses. I'm talking some of the standard enemies. I don't remember seeing 9-foot-tall karate teens in the Netflix show. I guess it doesn't matter, because none of the character enemy designs make sense anyways. The game is supposed to be Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do, but for some reason you're fighting Barbie and Ken, Paul Blart, Custodians, Phoebe from Friends, Denny's Lines Cooks, and Will Smith from Pursuit of Happiness. The only enemies that even almost make sense for the franchise are the Miyagi-Do karate students and the Goons and Skeletons costumes. The characters' face expressions never change, so the enemies will be sitting there smiling at you as you pound their face in. I wish someone would pound my face in so I wouldn't have to play this game anymore. Also, the animators didn't even try to match the characters' mouths to the words they are speaking. This just looks ridiculous. The game's art design reeks of laziness. I mean, just look at the backgrounds. What is this? A tiny tech store or a furnace? Is this a coffee shop? What the hell are you jumping for? Why is this man spanking me?
Oh yeah.
The sound is decent. The music is just pretty forgettable. The punch and kick effects sound fine. Not good, not bad, just adequate. One funny thing is that the characters shout every attack they're about to perform before they do it. Every single time. If this was an actual fight, they would get countered right away, as they are announcing their attack plan to their opponent before every punch. Admittedly, this is me nitpicking. I thought it was funny. In Cobra Kai, the saga continues. You can choose to play as either Cobra Kai or Miyagi-Do. I chose Cobra Kai for my playthrough. You swap between 4 characters, Miguel, Johnny, Hawk, and Robbie. To the game's credit, each character has 8 unique special moves, and each are upgraded through the dojo. The dojo is where you spend the coins you collected from playing the levels on upgrades for each character's specials. You can also use the punching bag to upgrade your dojo, which upgrades things for every playable character in your dojo. Dojo. The dojo also holds your collectibles you will find during the levels, but they're uninteresting and not even worth looking at. Challenges can also be found at the dojo. Doing these challenges will grant you more money for upgrades, however, you get more than enough coins for just playing the levels, so I never found the need to go out of my way to complete challenges. The game has a decent backbone, but it fails in execution. Connor, quit making fun of me because you have more acetylcholines than me.
Oh yeah? Well, I have more dick burns than you do.
Jelly cactus.
Well, this is a game, so I guess we should probably talk about the gameplay. If I could sum up the controls of this game into 3 words, it would be functional, but frustrating. Everything sorta works, emphasis on sorta. The game is a 2.5D brawler, meaning sometimes you have difficulty lining up your punches, as it isn't as simple as a 2D brawler. It can be hard to tell whether or not your attacks will hit the enemy, and the results often seem inconsistent. The game's combat is very basic. 1 button to punch, 1 button to kick, 1 button to parry. But there lies the biggest problem with the gameplay. The parry system is completely broken. I beat the game and I have no idea how to properly parry. You hold down the circle button, I think, and the parry time needs to recharge, I think. But to be honest, every time I tried to parry, it just didn't work and resulted in me taking damage. I feel like the developer was just too lazy to make a proper parry system, so they just winged it and figured players would just stop trying. And that's exactly what I did. You can grab enemies by running into them. This allows you to damage them without being able to get hit, but it's pretty useless as the enemies don't typically strike you while you're hitting them anyways. The game has various environmental attacks for each level. Think sleeping dogs, but not nearly as cool, sort of like a Walmart version. These attacks would actually be a cool addition to the game if they worked. I constantly found myself mashing the trigger right in front of the glowing green spot and it just doesn't work. Well, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's just really unpredictable and it can result in a loss of health as enemies who should be placed into the environmental attack are punching you as you stand there.
You're looking like a fucking idiot!
The entire gameplay experience is just stiff and inconsistent. Outside of the base combat, you have your special moves and Cobra Strike. Like I said, each character has 8 special moves. The special moves also have a pretty low cooldown timer, so I found myself using almost exclusively special moves and mostly ignoring the base combat. After you rack up a certain amount of hit points, you get a Cobra Strike, which is essentially a super special move that attacks almost all the enemies on the screen at once. For some reason, Johnny's Cobra Strike was by far the strongest of all the characters, so whenever my Cobra meter was full, I would switch to Johnny to use the strike. I have to admit, switching between all these various special moves gave the game a bit of strategy and almost tricked me into having some fun. But then I would see some dumbass glitch or design flaw that would take me right out of the experience. The game is pretty easy, there are no difficulty levels, so if you're an experienced beat 'em up player, you won't have any difficulty whatsoever. You have your 4 playable characters, and if one of those characters dies, you can score a high combo and bring them back to life. You can also pick up food on the ground during gameplay to gain health. There are also these special karate garments that you can pick up in the level that provide extra perks. There are the main levels and street levels, aka filler levels. The main levels take place at cool locations like the beach or the high school and include a boss battle with a character from the Netflix series, while the side missions are just straight up filler to enhance the length of the game and add value, if you even want to call it that.
Adding more shit to a pile of shit doesn't make the product more valuable. It just means there's more shit.
The enemy AI is really stupid. Characters constantly walk into walls. The skeleton enemies also just stop fighting mid-combat to point and laugh at the player. Like, what the hell? I feel like the developer is laughing at me for wasting my money on this dog water drenched dumpster fire of a game. Well, on the bright side, at least I have the story to look forward to. Right? Right, guys?
Nope.
The game's story is laughable. Basically, Cobra Kai Miyagi-Do received a strange map that told them where to go. I don't know why the dojos listened to the map. They totally could have just thrown the map in the trash and went about their business. There's no logic to this story. The characters just follow the map to get in karate fight after karate fight. Whatever. The plot sucks. Who cares? It's a beat 'em up. At the end of the campaign, I get this whole speech about how it was Miyagi-Do spreading out the maps and messing with Cobra Kai this whole time. Then this sly goon waltzes in and tells me the whole story is BS and I gotta play through the entire game again as Miyagi-Do to find out the true ending. I don't know what death sticks the developers were smoking to make them think this story was worth a second playthrough. I'd rather get a hand job from Edward Scissorhands than play through this game again, so I just watched the Miyagi-Do ending on YouTube. And you guessed it, Kreese was behind everything. I definitely didn't see that one coming. Obviously, I'm joking. That was blatantly obvious from the start for anyone who watched the show. Playing through the campaigns as both dojos unlocks the final boss battle against Kreese. And again, I have to point out how ridiculous this Kreese character model looks. Why does he look like a Tekken character? At the end, Kreese runs off and Johnny and Daniel put their past behind them and become buddies. They might kiss too, like, I don't know, maybe they get a little freaky. I didn't watch the after credit scene. The story was predictable, barely cohesive, and non-canon. There really isn't anything here for fans of the Netflix show. If Corey Matthews from Boy Meets World asked me to honestly say something positive about the game, I'd say that the jank and ridiculousness is entertaining at times. The game creeps into so bad it's good territory. Watching Cobra Kai characters perform Avatar-like fire and waterbending karate attacks on random members of society can be amusing. This game would almost be a decent pickup if it wasn't $40. $40 for this game is an absolute joke. I got it on the PS4 for sale, so I spent $28 after tax. And even that is about $18 too much. This game is the definition of a cash grab. You know, seeing as I spent almost $30 and dozens of hours of my life on this garbage game, could you guys please drop a like and maybe a comment? It helps my channel with the YouTube algorithm. I have more gamer vids coming, so stay tuned. If this video does good, I might even do the review of the Miyagi-Do playthrough, but the video would have to do extraordinarily good for me to put myself through that torture.
Shout out Asher Roth.
Peace.